पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. In our last class that was held on 10th, we discussed verses 22 and 23 of this chapter 5. We learned there, number one, the sense enjoyment ultimately leads one to no lasting satisfaction because they are fleeting. They are miseries only masquerading as enjoyments. Number two, the enemies to achieving lasting spiritual peace are lust and anger, kama and krodha. He that can control them throughout one's life can only have a peaceful and happy life. Today we shall proceed to the verse number 23. Yo anta sukho antararamaha tatha antarjyotirevaya sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto adhigacchati. In the previous sloka it was told, if you control kama and krodha, the lust and anger, then one can attain to the highest. But this explains further, to simply control anger and then lust only will not lead. One should be able to meditate on one's own real Atman, one's own real nature as the spirit. So that is being stated here. Yo anta sukha antararamaha tatha antarjyotihi sa yogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutaha adhigacchati. Yo anta sukha, he that enjoys the joy of the Atman alone. He gets the joy from the Atman alone. Anta sukha. He who gets his joy and happiness from inside, that means from the Atman alone. He that rejoices in his own Atman. He doesn't want any external things at all to enjoy. A man of realization. So he just sits and then he is full of joy. He is neither eating nor drinking nor seeing anything, but then he is full of joy. Where does the joy come from? It is there in the Atman, and he is established in the Atman. Yo anta sukha. He that enjoys the Atman itself. He that gets all his joy from the Atman itself. Antararamaha. It also means one who he gets joy from the Atman itself means he doesn't require the joy from outside. We want joy from somewhere. Suppose we get joy in one place, we are not bothered about the joy in some other place. Many times we adopt this method in our daily life also. Suppose we have promised our youngsters, we will take you to a circus. And that day that something happens, you are unable to come and take him to circus. Then what will you do? All right, let us go to your friend's house. And there we will go to meet your friends. So some compensation. He gets the same joy of going out to the house. Instead of going to circus, he will go to his own friend's house. So one joy, if it is given, we give up the other joy. If this joy is higher joy than the other one, naturally we don't even think of the other joy, which is lower. Yo antas sukha means he that has his happiness inside himself, that is in the Atman itself. To think, I am that infinite Atman, I am child of God, God is always with me, so I have no birth, I have no death, so I am always happy, there is no fear, there is no misery for me. Fear and misery, shoka and moha, these are the two things that take away our peacefulness in the mind. If there is any misery, then the mind becomes unhappy. And then if there is any fear also, the mind becomes restless, and so the peace leaves the mind. So where there is no question of trace of misery, where there is no trace of fear, free from shoka and moha, misery and illusion. So when both of them are absent, shoka and moha are not there, the fear as well as the misery or unhappiness, when it is not there, the mind is very calm. In that calm mind, you experience the joy of the Atman. So he says, why should I be afraid? Because I am eternal. There is no death for me. There is no birth. Therefore, there is no death. I will be eternally here. So what is there to be afraid of? So if the body gets a little disease, it is not other. Body will go, but I am there. So about him, he has no fear at all. I am an eternal being. So he gets that joy. He always is in peace, and in that peaceful mind, he enjoys his own joy. So who deserves his joy from the Atman itself, not from the things of the world. We require things of the world for enjoyment. We want to eat something, or see something, or touch something, or hear something, or go and meet somebody. So we want things of the external world to be happy, because we have not realized the Atman and the joy inside it. Whereas a man of realization, he gets all his joy in the Atman itself. So he does not come out of himself at all. So whichever great person we have met who has realized the Atman, he is not willing to come out of his internal introspective attitude. So he is merged within himself. He is thinking about his own Atman, and he is merged in God. Just like that small children we see. Children, they don't have to go elsewhere. They are full of happiness. But because they have not forgotten their spiritual nature, they are absorbed in their own joy. So a child is simply lying there. It doesn't even look at any of these relatives and friends. It is just looking at the roof, and it is very happy. Hours together, he is looking at the roof, and then he is perhaps making some sounds, moving his limbs. He may be making some sound, but he is full of happiness, you can see. The joy comes from inside. So like the child, the man of realization, he realizes that I am the Atman, which is infinite, which is full of infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom. I have no death, I have no birth, I have no misery, I have no fear. When he thinks about this, more and more, he enjoys his own Atman, the joy of the Atman. It's called Yo Anta Sukha. He that derives joy from his inside self, the Atman itself. Antaha Aramaha. Arama is play, sports. He sports with his own Atman. In sports, what we do? So we just try to forget all other vexing situations, all our other miseries, all our problems. Just we play freely with freedom with our friends. But he doesn't require any friends or any other sporting material. He is playing with his own Atman. He speaks to his own self, and then he is happy with himself. So Antararamaha, who plays, who gets all the joy of sporting with the Atman itself. He doesn't have to come to the outside world for playing or deriving joy in the company of others. So he gets all the joy of sporting, either by swimming or horse riding or riding a big chariot or moving in the plane or moving in the train or going around for tourism. All these are different sports and pastime we have. So he doesn't require any of them. He gets all that joy being in himself. When he thinks that I am this Atman, he is filled with all the joy as we get from the different sport and pastime. Antararamaha. He sports with the Atman itself, not with anything outside. No other instrument is required for sporting, no other person is required. The Atman itself is enough for him to play. So he is immersed in his own Atman, in the great joy. Again, Tatha antarjyotireva yaha. Jyoti here means light. That means attention. He turns his attention on to the Atman. His whole attention is on the Atman, not on the external world. So, antarjyotihi, whose knowledge is turned inside. That means whose attention is to his own Atman. It is as if, he is captured by the joy, by the infinity, by the infinite life of the Atman. So we have got something which is very precious. We go on thinking about it. We forget all other things. Some beautiful thing we have got, very valuable, priceless. So always we will be thinking about it. We have kept it in the almirah, we will be only thinking about the almirah and the room which the almirah, where it is kept. Or we might have kept it in our drawer. We will always be thinking about the drawer and our office room, where the table is there. So wherever the thing of joy is there, our whole attention is diverted to it. Here the Atman is the thing which is full of joy, full of freedom, full of life, and full of fearlessness, and full of everything. Whatever we desire in this world, it is in infinite measure there in the Atman. So this Atman is in my heart. So my whole attention will be towards this Atman. So we will be almost closing our eyes when we are very happy within ourselves. So we half close our eyes, sometimes completely we close our eyes. Just we are looking into ourselves. So he says, Antarjyotirevayaha. His attention is turned inside himself. It is not outside. Because outside attention means we feel that there is something to see outside, something to enjoy outside. Somebody whom we love, he is there outside. Therefore we turn our attention to the outside world. For him, all joy is there inside, all friendship is there, all peace is there, all freedom is there. So he always turns his attention to his own Atman. He is meditating on his own Atman. Oh, I am like this, I am everywhere. Oh, there is nothing that beyond me. I am seeing myself in everyone. Whole creation has come out of me. So this Atma Jnana is described in the Upanishads in many ways. So a person who is there immersed in the Atman, he is not aware of the external world at all. So he is completely merged himself. So he forgets his body, he forgets his mind, he is beyond the body and the mind, reveling in his own joy. So several mantras we find. So that means Antarjyotihi, whose attention is completely inside himself. We see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. So he always refers to the yogi whose attention is inside himself. When Swami Vivekananda went to Sri Ramakrishna remarked, you see this boy who is coming from Calcutta, his attention is all inside himself. His attention is going outside at all. When he looked at Narendra, his whole attention was turned inside and very little of his attention was outside. He remarks, see, he is not attending to whether his clothes are properly ironed, properly he is putting them on, whether the buttons are all buttoned properly, whether he has brushed his hair properly. He is not aware of it at all. He is coming as if he is unaware of his body, unaware of his dress, but all his attention is inside. That was the state of Swami Vivekananda in the very beginning. So when he realizes the full stature of the Atman inside, how much more introspective he will become. So Antarjyotirevayaha. So Sri Ramakrishna asked once, Master Mahashaya, can you get me a picture of a bird which is hatching its egg? So Master Mahashaya was intrigued. Why does he want a picture of a bird hatching the egg. So Sri Ramakrishna explains, you see, when a bird is hatching the egg, its eyes are open, but there is no attention outside. Its whole attention is inside. It is thinking about the egg, when this egg will break, when my child will come out. So his whole mind is inside. Therefore, with eyes open, the eyes are blank. So can you give me one? And that indicates the state of the yogi. Yogi's eyes may be open, but he is not bothered about to see things outside. His whole attention is turned inside. So this sloka says, Yaha antarjyotihi, antarjyotireva yaha. His whole attention is turned on the joy of the Atman. So his mind is only reveling itself with the joy of the Atman, with the knowledge of the Atman, with the infinite life of the Atman, and the Atman which is part and parcel of Paramatma himself. So he feels himself one with God. And God, we know, is the repository of all joy. So he is floating in the ocean of joy. So he is, as it were, floating. He is swimming in the ocean of joy. When Sri Ramakrishna was in Samadhi, somebody remarked, he is like a fish. He is just swimming in the ocean of joy. A fish just moves from one end to another end, this end. It is enjoying itself. It is above water, below water, front and back, everywhere it finds water. And water is its life. So it moves about very happily. So like that, Sri Ramakrishna's mind would be reveling in his own divine self. So it is explained here as Antarjyotirevayaha. Sa yogi, such a yogi. Yogi means the person whose mind is reveling in its own Atman. Brahma bhutaha Brahma nirvanam adhigachyati. Brahma bhutaha, being established in Brahman. Brahman is God. So he is always dwelling in God. Just as we dwell on our own body, he dwells on his own Atman. He thinks, I am the Atman. I am everywhere. So I have no birth, I have no death. I am full of joy. I am one with God. Here is God with me. Oh God, where were you all this time? He is talking to God within himself. So he feels his oneness with God, oneness with all the souls. So he is within himself. He becomes a person established in Brahman. Brahma bhuta. That means Brahman, Brahmani sthitaha, Brahmanishtaha. So he gets established in the knowledge of Brahman. Always he feels, I am the Atman, I am the Brahman. Swami Shivanandaji, president of our order, he had asthma in his old age. Then he did not have sleep at all in the whole night. Then they sent for a doctor in the early morning. Please come and see. Our Swami did not sleep all through the night. So doctor came. Naturally, doctor was well known to him. Maharaj, how are you? He asked. Then Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivanandaji said, I am all right. He said, all right. But then they sent for me in the early morning that you are not well. You did not sleep the whole night. Then, Mahapurush Maharaj thought for a few minutes, oh, you mean this body? Oh, this body is not all right. You see, he is thinking that is the soul. So he said, I am all right. Soul, there is nothing, no misery for him. Only the body was suffering. Body could not breathe. So body was not having rest. But I, as a soul, I am not the body. I am soul. So this state continues, that means he is established in Brahman. He thinks I am the Atman, I am not the body. So this Brahmani sthita, that means Brahma bhutaha, Brahma nirvanam adhigachyati. As long as he is in this body, his mind is turned inside. He always feels, I and my body, we are two different things. Body is an instrument through which God is working. So he is making me work. All the great people, they feel they have their body through the grace of God. So God is making them work through the body. So whenever the body is not well, so the disciples usually go and say, Maharaj, so you should not give up your body, so you should live for 100 years, you should bless us all. So they go and pray to him. Always they say, see, God knows how long to keep me. God knows how long to work through this body. As long as he keeps, I have nothing to say. And when he takes away also, I have nothing to say. His will be done. So this is the way they reply. Write down. Sri Ramakrishna himself said it. All the disciples went and said, Sir, if you pray for your curing of your illness, then your illness will be cured. You can be with us for a long time. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, No, if I say nothing will happen. Whatever mother wills, it will happen. Mother has kept me here in this body, and she is making me work. So when her work is over, she says, Come, let us go. She will take me away. So it's mother's will be done. So here, Brahma Bhutaha, they are established in Brahman. As long as they are in the body, they feel they are the Brahman, and the body is their instrument. Through this instrument, they are able to contact all of us. We cannot see their Atma. Because they are in the body, we can see their body. We see all the great people, saints and seers, a Vivekananda, or a Mahapurush Maharaj, or Premananda, or Ramakrishna, or Vivekananda, or Sharda Devi. Because they have a body, we are able to see their greatness. Suppose they lived in their own divine body. They may be happy in their own body, but we would not be able to see them and get their blessing, hear their words, and transform our lives. Therefore, they require a body to help the world. That is why it is their great grace. Though they don't require a body, they keep that body and suffer by being inside that body. To be inside a body is something like taking us and putting us into a jail. What is the difference between our house and the jail? The jail is always an inconvenient place. In your house, you make all conveniences. All the conveniences are taken away in the jail. So the house, you have got a cot to sleep. The jail, what they do is take away this cot, let this fellow sleep on the floor. In the house, you take a good plate and then eat. No plate is given. Rice is served on the floor only. One of the chief ministers of our state, she ate on the floor. They served on the floor. She is a prisoner. So prisoner is made to suffer. So it's a very place of suffering and misery. So we are not happy in the jail. Similarly, this body is like a jail for a God-realized person. He is in infinite joy. Here, where is infinite joy? Not even in name you cannot say anything is infinite here. Infinite joy, infinite life, infinite happiness, infinite freedom. So such a person, he lives in this body only to help us. The only joy for him is, I am able to help these common people who would not be able to come to me if I don't have a body. So those people who live in a body, after realizing God, they are bestowing the greatest grace on this world. Sri Ramakrishna himself used to say, if this body lives for a longer time, it can help more people. But mother will not keep it for long, because people will exploit me. I am a very simple man. Without doing any sadhana, people will take away all the knowledge from me. So mother does not want. So she will take me away from this. So this way of living in the body, being is different from it. This is what we call as Jivat Mukti, Jivan Mukti. Being free during the lifetime itself. They are in the body, but they feel, I am the only, I am soul only, I am not the body. With the 24 hours knowledge that I am the Atman, I live for 24 hours in the body, only to serve others. Such people are called the Jivan Mukta, Brahma Bhutaha. That means becoming Brahman himself, established in Brahman. He remains in the state that he knows that he is the Brahman, and he also knows he is with the body. Through the body he has to communicate with all the devotees, with all the people who want to learn about the Paravidya, the knowledge of the Atman. So for that he uses his body and senses to communicate to the society his great knowledge about spirituality. And Brahma Bhutaha, Brahma Nirvanam Adhigachyati. As long as his lifetime is there, allotted by God, God wants us to live for a particular period. Each one of us have an allotment of time. So we are given that length of time to live in our body. When that is over, body may be perfectly all right. Some people pass away. They are so strong, they are so well. Doctors themselves are in a in a confusion, how this fellow died. Everything is all right. Suddenly he just passes away. Time is over. When the time is over, God takes away the soul. So soul leaves the body. And we say leaving the body by the soul, we call it death, separation. Separation of the jiva from the body. When the jiva goes away, then the body is dead. Otherwise, we say, oh, he is a person, he is a living being. So we give a name to him. So when the jiva goes away, we don't give that name also to the dead body. Who is dead? So and so. So he left the body. He is so and so. He has left the body and his body is like here. We don't call that as the Atman or the name. That name belongs to the Atman alone. That Atman has left. So and so has left. We write also in the cards, so and so reached the feet of the Lord. We don't say this body has gone. Body is lying here. So and so reached the Paramapada. So and so reached his Guru's feet, Parama Guru's feet. That means the Atman goes. The Atman is the person, real person. So this Brahma Bhuta, knowing himself as being established in this body for the sake of others, as long as he lives in this body. When he leaves the body, Brahma Nirvanam Adhigacchati. He gets merged in the infinite God himself. Infinite Atman, which we call as Brahman. So the Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma. They become one. When he is in the body, he feels that I am with God only. But I have got this body here to serve the world, to serve the wishes of God. God wants to achieve through every one of us. So he keeps some saints for 50 years, some saints for 80 years, some only at 16th itself like Jnana Sambandha. 16th year itself God took him away. Only 16 years he lived, but he has left an immortal literature, immortal prayers, etc. So even today it inspires all of us. Only in 16 years. Sant Jnaneshwar left the body like that, very young age. Swami Vivekananda went away at 39th year. So how long they live, it depends upon the will of God. As long as they live like people who is completely free from all the bondages, but yet they are living in the body for our sake. Jivan Muktaha. He is free, though he is living in the body. So these people, they live as Jivan Muktas, Brahma Bhutaha, Brahma Nirvanam Adhigacchati. At the end of their life, they become one with Brahman himself. That means this is the highest state that one attains. After practicing the Karma Yoga in the proper way, one becomes completely introspective. He feels himself, the real Atman, in which there is no misery, there is no fear, it is only joy and joy and joy. It is only knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. It is only power and infinite life. So one feels himself as such a blessed person. And as long as he lives in the body, he transfers this knowledge. How to attain to this knowledge? Step by step, depending upon who stands at what level. So they help the others to rise up. As long as they are in the body, they can impart this education in the attainment of highest spirituality. Then in the end, they become one with God. So the bhaktas say, he went away to Vaikuntha. So he is in the presence of God. So this is the idea of bhakta, calling the moksha. And the jnani is there, he became one with Brahman. He is just like a drop of water falling into ocean, becomes one with the ocean. So dropness goes away, it becomes one with ocean. So in jnani say, all these jivas are all like drops of water. They fall into the ocean, they become one with the ocean. But they are not lost. They become identified with the Atman, with the Brahman. So Swami Vivekananda was asked the question, suppose we fall into water, the Brahman, and we become one with Brahman, can we not come back again if we want? He said, why not? You can come. All the drops that fall into the ocean, so they again, they take hold of some sun's rays, they are evaporated, they come back again as a drop of waters. So then again come on to the rivers, they again flow, then come back to the ocean again. So if you want, you can come back. So it doesn't mean that we get merged in God, we will not be able to come. It is the way. I want to be one with God. I don't want to be separate from Him. All right, you become one. Suppose after some 20,000 years, let me go out again. If you think, you can come out. So you are one as well as not one. Bheda, Bheda. Achintya Bheda, Bheda. There is a philosophy in Sanskrit called he is one also, he is not one also. Bheda, Abheda. He is different also, but he is one also with Brahman. He is one with Brahman as long as he has no desire. I don't want to do anything. I have struggled enough to become a Brahmajnani. Now I will not go to the world at all. So 20,000 years he is sitting inside God. He doesn't want to come out. One day he thinks, let me go out and see how the world is. So he comes out. So he was Abheda, he was one with Brahman. He becomes separate from Brahman. Again he comes to the world and maybe like a saint, and then again he lives with us, helps us, then again goes back into Brahman and merges. So this Brahma Nirvana means absorption in Brahman. He gets absorbed in Brahman when his life of the body comes to an end. So the person who has realized God, he just always is looking inside, derives all the joy, derives all the sportiveness, derives all the knowledge from within himself. Whole thing is there in the Atman. So his whole attention is turned to the Atman. And during that period, he feels that he is different from the body. He is the pure self. And after living in that body for some time, he gets merged into Brahman himself. So this is the state to which we attain in the final assault in this spiritual life. Then, labhante brahma nirvanam rishaya kshina kalmashaha chinna dvaidhaha yatatmanaha sarva bhuta hiterataha. Some more qualities, some more characteristics of this man who has realized the Atman is given here. Labhante brahma nirvanam kshina kalmashaha rishayaha. Rishayaha, the rishis. Rishis means wise men. People who have got that wisdom that they are the Atman and the body is different from them. The world is different from them. Atman is different from both. Our body, mind, etc. and the external world. They are all away. They are different from this Chaitanya, this conscious being, which is the Atman. The Atman is separate from body, mind, senses and the external world also. The people who have realized this knowledge, they are called the wise people. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference between the Atman and the Anatman. The Atma and that which is not the Atma. That which is not the Atma means the matter, the material which has no life in itself, it has no knowledge of itself. Whereas consciousness is always conscious, it is always aware, it sees, it understands, it commands. So this Chaitanya, we are the Chaitanya. The Atman is that. Atman always sees, Atman always understands, Atman always commands and then makes use of all this matter. So this leader, this always the possessor, the Lord of every matter, it is this Atman. So we are that Atman, the Chaitanya, the consciousness. And all the other things that is not this consciousness, that's what we call as matter. Matter cannot understand anything. If myself, I am here, there is so much of matter around me. Here is a glass, here is a speaker and here is a table. They do not know that I am sitting here, but I know all the three are there. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. If somebody puts something else, hey, why do you bring this fifth one? So I know what the matter is, how they are, where I should keep, whereas they do not know anything. So I can do whatever I like with this. They have no right, they have no power to anything to me. So it's the consciousness that rules the matter. So this, whoever has realized this, that I am the conscious being, I am the Atman, and my body, mind, The whole world is different from me. I am the Lord of them. They are my property. He that knows this difference, he is the person who is wise. These people of wisdom are called rishis. Rishis means who have understood the ultimate truth between the difference between the consciousness and the matter, jada and chetana. Chaitanya is different from jada. Chaitanya is the supreme thing, and jada is always a slave. We use the matter as we like. So this Chaitanya is the thing that rules always. So wherever we feel, we find one thing ruling the other, you will see the difference lies not in the externals, it is in the internal knowledge. Yeah, two people are there. One fellow is only 5 feet 2 inches, another fellow is 6 feet 2 inches. But this 5 feet 2 inches orders, and then 6 feet 2 inches obeys. What is the difference? Because that 5 feet 2 inches holds a higher position. So this fellow holds a lower position in the office. So he says, go, and this fellow has run to, goes out and comes and obeys him. How did he become a higher officer when this fellow is the lower officer? The promotion is not given with your height or length or breadth. It is given with your qualification. That fellow has got greater brains. Greater brains means manifestation of consciousness. More intelligence, more concentration, more efficiency. All these things come from the conscious power, consciousness. So that consciousness is more manifest. Therefore, he rules over the other fellow who has not manifested this consciousness. He could not pass class 10 also. Therefore, he became a servant boy. He just did his post-graduation. He became an officer. He is only 5 feet 2 inches. Here he is 6 foot 4 inches. Nothing can do. He orders and this fellow has to obey. Wherever somebody is superior to other, Swami Vivekananda used to say, always the difference is in the manifestation. Everybody has the power. The man with 6 foot 4 inches, he struggles hard, he can also become a postgraduate. Then he can order over others. Until then, he will be inferior. So consciousness always rules the unconscious or the matter. Person who knows the difference between the consciousness and the thing that is not conscious, he is the wise man. Eta jnanam matam mama. So this is kshetra kshetrajnayor jnanam yattat tat jnanam. That is the knowledge which indicates to you that the consciousness is different from the matter, and consciousness is the Lord, and the matter is the obedient servant. He who knows this one, he has got the real knowledge. All other knowledge is useless, because all the other knowledge will not make us powerful. It does not make us great. So I may know all the chemistry, physics, etc. But unless I know about my own self, I am capable of doing this, all that knowledge is useless. What Swami Vivekananda used to say, have you got faith in yourself? If you don't have faith, all your knowledge is useless. Suppose all the knowledge I know, but I do not know that, I don't have that confidence, I can apply this one and do something. That confidence is not there. I met one postgraduate from Kharagpur University, IIT. So I asked him, what are you doing? He said, I am a lecturer there. So how long will you be lecturer? You are a lecturer for 15 years. Why don't you start your own some small ancillary factory, something you have got so much knowledge of technology from IIT. You start your own small business. Why do you go on serving there as a lecturer? He said, Swami, the knowledge that I have got is not enough to start an industry by myself. He is a postgraduate from IIT, but this fellow has no confidence at all. There are much lesser people who have started ancillary industries, they are progressing much more. So without self-confidence, all his knowledge is not getting manifested. It is not no use. So Vivekananda stressed, this self-knowledge is to know that I am capable of more and more. I can do this, I can achieve this, I will do it. A man who says this, that means he is coming to know that he is the Atman. He is not the simply body or mind. I can do this. When he says, he is manifesting the power that is inside. So here is these people who know that infinite power is inside us, that is in the Atman, and I am that Atman. Such people are called rishis. wise people. So Rishayaha, such wise people, Kshina Kalmashaha, those, their sins have been washed away. Sins are the deeds that we do which do not help us in attaining to our spiritual goal. Those works, those deeds or those engagements which will take us away from the knowledge of God, knowledge of our own self, they are called sins. So to tell a lie is a sin. Why? If you tell a lie, that means you are afraid. So you are becoming more and more afraid and timid when you tell lies. So if you go on becoming more and more timid, how can you realize Atman? Nayam Atma Balahi Nena Labhya. No weak man can realize this Atma. You are so weak. Timidity is weakness, mental weakness. So with all the mental weakness, you will never be able to realize God, realize Atman. Therefore, telling lie is a sin. Sin is an obstacle to realize our own glorious nature. Similarly, selfishness. If you are selfish, that means you are shutting the door for the infinite manifestation that everybody is my own. I am in everybody. Everybody is inside me. We are souls. We are all children of God. This idea can never come as long as I am different from everybody. No, he is separate. I don't want to have anything with him. If you go on saying like this, knowledge of Atman is far, far away from us. More and more we say, everybody is my own. More and nearer we go to the self-realization. So therefore selfishness is sin, Swamiji said. So whatever is obstructive to the path of spirituality, to the path of enlightenment, that is called sin. So these rishis who know that they are the children of God, they are part and parcel of God, they are the souls. So these wise people, Kshina Kalmashaha, their sins have been washed away. All these obstacles to spiritual life, like unselfishness, like impure thoughts, ignoble thoughts, like untruthfulness, falsehood, all these things they have given up. They have all gone away from their life. Because unless they give it up, they cannot go to the higher steps of yoga. They have to meditate. To meditate you must have concentration. To have concentration, so your mind must be free from the distractions of the world. The distraction of the world can go only when you have got rid of all your such small weaknesses. So all these weaknesses are called kalmasha, dirt. In one word, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, the dirt of the mind can be compared to the ego in us. Our egotism. So I, we say, this I separates us from everybody. So whenever a person says more and more friends leave him and go. Always he goes on talking about himself. He is a bore. So people go away. A person does not talk about himself. He talks about everybody. People all go to him. Oh, he is a very good man. He forgets himself. You see, when he talks about others, he forgets himself. That's a great spiritual quality. If people go on telling, I did this one, I did this. After 15 minutes, I have got some other work, let me go. I have got better things to hear than your I. People will walk away. So this I is the dirt. Sri Ramakrishna told Latu Maharaj, don't allow dirt to come into your mind. That means don't feel egoistic. Never say I. How to remain away from I? Sri Ramakrishna himself has shown the extreme way. Sri Ramakrishna would refer to his own body, saying this, he used to say. He would never say I. When we say, I will come. When you say, Swami, you must come to our house. Yes, I will come. Sri Ramakrishna would say, this will come to you. So, he would not use that I at all. Such extreme steps. Then afterwards, many devotees went and asked him, please, if you say this, we are unable to understand. So please, to make us understand, you use that I. You will not get any ahankara. You please use that I freely. Then Sri Ramakrishna started telling I. Otherwise, he would not use that word I at all. Whereas most of us, we go on talking about I only. I went there, I did like that, I laughed, I did not laugh, I don't like that fellow. Always this I. And this I is one of the great dirts in the mind. So Sri Ramakrishna said, Latu Maharaj, Don't allow this dirt to come in. So this small this I must be overcome. So if I to go, that means we must become unselfish. Unselfishness is the antidote to selfishness. If you start thinking about others, you think less of yourself. In the family itself, whom do you love most? We love our parents most. We may love our brother, but next only to parents. Why? Because they are the most unselfish people. Brothers may be, but not to that extent. So father and mother, they sacrifice everything for us. So unselfishness is manifest there. Therefore we say they are the most welcome people, father and mother. There can be no equal. We don't know why. Why is here? It's because of the manifestation of spirituality. When they manifest this unselfishness, they are manifesting godliness. That is why we love. So anybody unselfish is manifesting his godliness inside him. So this godliness is manifested in these wise people. So that is why they are called Kshina Kalmashaha. They have driven away all the dirt in them. This Kalmashaha, these weaknesses, sins. The sins are obstacles. The sins are the selfishness, the ego, and ignoble thoughts, and lack of faith in oneself, lack of faith in God. All these are ignoble thoughts. These are all the dirt. So all that has gone away from them. There is no sin in them. They are sinless. Sinless means they never tell a lie. They never are selfish. They never think that anybody is different from them. They feel the whole world is their own, because the whole world belongs to God and they also belong to God. We are all one big family. So this sinlessness is there in them. Such Kshina Kalmashaha Rishayaha, such rishis, such wise people, Brahma Nirvanam Labhante. It is such people who attain this Brahma Nirvana, absorption into Brahman itself. They get themselves dissolved into Brahman. They become one with Brahman. And also, such people who have dissolved themselves in Brahman, they feel themselves they are one with Brahman. Chinna Dvaidhaha, all their doubts about their being the Atman and the body and mind being different, all doubts are gone. So we are also told, suppose I tell you that we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are souls. You understand in your own way, but it doesn't stand for long. As soon as you go out, then you say, give me a cup of coffee. What does that mean? So you think you are the body. That's why you take a cup of coffee. See, just now you understood, yes, I am different, so I am not this body. As soon as the body says, I want to have a cup of coffee, hey, give me a cup of coffee. You call your body as yourself and then ask for a cup of coffee. So that means identification is there. So this delusion has not gone. That I am this body is so deep in every one of us. It's not so easy to shackle it off. Right from the beginning, we are thinking we are this body. Though we know by hearing from the seers and saints that we are not this body, because we leave this body and go, and then again take another body. But with all that knowledge, when we are in the body, we are associated with the body. This is called the delusion. This is called Dvaidha, doubt. So there is doubt. Am I different from this body? Then immediately say, I don't know, I have not seen myself separate from this body. Until I have at least one vision that I am different from the body. How can I think that I am different from the body? So unless I progress in spiritual life, I cannot say that I am different from the body. That means the delusion continues. Dvaidha. Dvaidha means doubt, delusion that Atman is the body. We the Atman, we are this body. So this delusion will not go. In that person who has realized God, he never identifies himself with the body or his mind. He never thinks, so I am a very intelligent man because I have got a university degree. University degree is in your mind only. It has nothing to do with Atman. The Latu Maharaj, he never thought that he was an uneducated man. Anybody would go ask any question, he is ready to answer. He never said, you see, I am an uneducated man, you please don't ask me a question. He never said, ask any question. Holy Mother, Not only people in India, people from Western countries, they come. They go on questioning her. She goes on answering questions one after another. Sister Nivedita, Miss MacLeod, Sister Christine, they are astounded about with the knowledge that Holy Mother has. See, she did not read a single book. But for every question of anybody, of any sort, it may be social, it may be marital, it may be concerning spiritual life or moral problems, any problem, she has got answers. How do you explain that? So they are full of infinite knowledge. They consider I am the Atman. They don't consider that I am this body. If Holy Mother has considered that I am this body, she would have every time she would have said, if somebody asked the question, I am a village woman, I did not know, I could not go to primary school also, please don't ask this question, go to Narendra. She would have told. She did not tell like that. She was giving a mantra to one disciple, and that mantra she gave one bija. Bija is one word, one letter. So she has given one bija and the mantra. So Sharat Maharaj, when that person was coming down after taking Diksha, just he asked, were you given the mantra? What mantra did you get? And he told his mantra. Sharat Maharaj thought, this bija mantra there is wrong, because he had never heard that bija mantra like that. So he thought, there may be some mistake in this bija mantra, go back and check it up with mother. So he went back. That disciple, Maharaj, Sharat Maharaj said that there may be some mistake here, please check up and let me know. So tell your mantra, mother heard. It's all right, you go. Again she sent him back. So Sharat Maharaj, did she correct? No sir, she said it is all right. So Sharat Maharaj thought even then it was mistake. Because I have never heard, I have gone through all the tantric literature. He was such a widely read man and practical. So I have never heard this bija. Mother has given this one, it is something wrong. So how to tell mother? So he went on thinking about this for a long time. Suddenly he came across a book, a tantric book, very rare one. When he opened that one, there he found the bija mantra mother has given. This person with such a wide knowledge, he did not know that there was a bija mantra like that. Mother knows it. How do you explain it? She never, was not even 1 minute, she never felt doubt that what I have given is wrong. Go and tell Sharat, he has nothing to do with this. She sent him away. At last, Sharat Maharaj, when he found that he was in the wrong, at that time perhaps mother was not there. 30 or 40 years later he realized. Then in Sharat Maharaj, in one of the statements he wrote, for addressing himself he writes, soliloquy. He writes, Mother, I lived with you for years and years, but I never realized how deep you were. Now only I realize it. I did not realize anything. So such was the depth of the knowledge without any book knowledge. So Chinnadvaida, all doubts are gone. For a person who has realized God, everything he knows. You may say that he may be wrong. He cannot be wrong, because he is holding the hand of God. God is guiding him. There can be no untruth, no falsehood in such a man. So Chinnadvaida means he has no doubt at all that I am Atman and I am not this body or mind. Yatatmanaha, whose mind is always under their control, absolute control. The mind does not go. If they say, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if I tell my mind that let me go to Kali temple and do pranam, he gets down from his room, he has to walk in front of the Vishnu's temple, Krishna's temple, and then go to Kali temple. When I tell my mind, let me go to Kali temple to do pranam, though the Krishna's temple comes just on the way, I cannot turn my face and look at Krishna, because I have already taken the oath or taken a resolution in my mind, I will go to Kali temple. I must go only to Kali first, then only my eyes will look at anything else. Such is the control of their mind. Swami Vivekananda says, your mind must be like a lump of wet clay. Wet clay. It must be like a wet clay. If you make a ball of it and throw at a wall, it will go and stick to the wall. It doesn't move here and there. It is there. Until you go and pull it out, it is there. Your mind must be like that. You put it on one subject, it will be sticking to that. You say, now I am going to read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. You will go on reading Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Next, unless you suggest your mind, all right, you have read enough, you leave this Gospel. Then only your mind must go. But does it happen in our case? When we say, first of all, I will read Gospel. By the time we go and take up the book Gospel, why not I read Bagavad Gita? You see, already you have not gone at all. In the meanwhile, the mind has wandered away. All right, let me go to Bagavad Gita. First you thought about Gospel, then took the Bagavad Gita in the hand. No, not Bagavad Gita. Let us read to the Bhajanavali. So you keep this Bagavad Gita down. Take the Bhajanavali up. So within 1 second, 1 minute, the mind has gone to three places. So this is the state of the mind. Chanchalam hi manak Krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Arjuna says to Krishna, this mind is chanchala, chalat chanchalam. So it is not simply restless. So this is the state of our mind. So this restless mind is completely under their control. Yatatmanaha. Their mind is under complete control. When they say the mind, you think about this object, they will be thinking about that. And when they say, all right, you are taught enough, you come and think something else, they think something else. So such is the control of their mind. Their mind cannot do anything without their order. So if the mind is under such control, what you cannot read or what you cannot understand, you can master everything in the world. With concentration, if one reads a book, Swami Vivekananda says, you can commit the whole thing to memory by one reading. It may be a 1000-page book. If you read with full concentration, whole thing will get imprinted in your memory. You can reproduce the whole thing again. So this power will come to us when the mind is completely under control. And a man of knowledge has the mind completely under his control. Chinnadvaidhaha yatatmanaha. They are free from all delusion. They are free from all restlessness of the mind. Yatatmanaha. They have got controlled mind. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. Because they think themselves as the Atman, not the body. This Atman is not in the body. Atman is everywhere. So they feel themselves everywhere in every being. They feel associated with everyone as their own. So just as we feel oneness with our relatives and friends, thinking that we are of the same blood, they feel we are of same God. So everybody is my own. So they consider everyone as their own, and therefore they only are compassionate to everyone. Just as we are compassionate, we are considerate, we are loving to all our relatives and friends. Their whole universe of both sentient and non-sentient, for everything they have got compassion. They have got a concern for everything. So, sarva bhuta hite rataha. They are engaged in doing good to all beings in this universe. To every being. When we see the lives of these great people, they love everybody, even animals also. And animals also seem to love. Swami Brahmananda, in a very remarkable statement, he says, the plants, Brahmananda used to like trees and plants. He had himself planted many trees. Even in our own ashram also, you can see a few trees planted by him. So they become big trees here. So Brahmananda loved the trees and flower plants and all that. Brahmananda makes a statement. It is astonishing. He says, when we plant trees and love them, they also love us. When we go near, they express their joy. I have felt it, he says. So whenever I used to go to the trees and plants, so they express the joy. Oh, he has come, friend has come. See, friends of trees, now we hear, but without knowing they are writing that really trees can be friends. And they realize that their friend has come when a man really loves The trees, when he goes near them, they feel very happy. Brahmananji makes this statement. So, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. Everybody, if you love, in return they also love you. That is why these great people, when they go, the trees that did not yield fruit, they start yielding fruit. Many times it has happened. So in the great lives of the saints, when you see, they go to a place where there was a tree which never had borne fruit. As soon as they go near, it is full of fruits. You see, friend has come, so it has to give something to the friend. So it brings out the fruit from itself. So, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rata, their love for everyone. Ramalinga Swamigal, he used to feel the pain of a withering plant. If a plant is withered, he would feel the pain as if his body has withered. So he had that, he was a Sarva Bhuta Hite Rata. He was a self-realized person. So he feels friendship and compassion and concern for all the things that are living. So such people, Brahma Nirvanam Labhante. It is such people who realize this Brahman and become one with Brahman. So you see, when a person becomes really spiritual, what a great boon, what a great gift he is to the world, to the society of men. We usually think, if we become spiritual, what will happen to the world? We will become useless to the world. You will be most useful to the world only when you become spiritual. Otherwise, so many people are here now. They are having money, they are having education, they are having other expertise. How many of them are useful to the world? Because they are not spiritual. A spiritual person, he is always loving the world, and out of love he does so many good to the world. Therefore, spirituality is a thing that we should nurture in every one of us. Even if you want to be good people in the world, if you want the world to be good, become spiritual. Simply be making the world by money, making the world with scientific advances or technology advances, it is not possible. It has been tried. So last 300 years have gone waste by putting all our energy into industrial revolution, into technological development, now the websites, all these things, it has all come down to only making the weapons of warfare, weapons of destruction, weapons of doubt. So this is what we have come to. Why? The real thing that makes us compassionate to one another is not technology or science, it is spirituality. We must feel the oneness with the whole beings. That is possible if once we identify ourselves with God, with our own Atma. So a spiritual man is the person who is the greatest friend to society. If you want society to be healthy, society to be compassionate, society to be good, we want more and more spiritual people. Spiritual people are not anti-society. Oh, if you become spiritual, you go away from society. You don't. A real spiritual man will be spiritual. Simultaneously, he will be a great boon to society. So that's what our Hindu religion says. The Vedanta says a spiritual man is a person who has got compassion to all the beings. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. So when a man becomes spiritual, so we found today both the things, he is full of joy within himself, and then he feels, even in living in this body, that he is not the body but he is the soul. Second, he is free from delusion and he feels compassion to everyone. He goes and helps everyone in every way. So these great people, they attain to this state by going through the Karma Yoga. So furthermore, the topic will be discussed. We shall take it up in the next class. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.